Okay, cool. Bet. So this is probably going to be in 2 recordings as I'm saying, because I think it stopped the other recording, but it's okay. I'll do the editing later. All right, so we're going to go through a time passages app really quick so you guys can know where you need to be looking for certain things. So screen, start broadcast. All right, perfect. Okay, so time passages app. This is what it looks like. Okay. From here, let's go back to home. You see, I'm already on my stuff. So when you go into Time Passages app, this is the first screen that you will see. Okay. So this is just going to let you know what the current situation is. So meaning like based on where you are, as y'all can see, I have mine set to Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So I want to kind of know more of this region. So my alignment is to that. But based on where you actually have your location, it's going to give you that particular positions, right? But you can go in and see whatever the current chart is for right now. So this is the world chart, but the world chart based on from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. All right. The reason why these locations matter is because wherever you are, it's the energy that's being pulled. So it's the difference between when we're running natal charts and I say, I need your city and state. I need your city and state because grid lines change depending on where you are. Okay. So this is just going to give you the current things. It's also going to give you the current planets right now. So we're going to talk about this when I start to get into the class about where everything is and how to, what's in retrograde and what's not. But if you want to know the current positions of what things are, it's right here in your hand, right? Go right here. You can click on it. It will give you breakdown piece by piece of what's going on, the energy. It also give you some declinations. Like it's a real intricate on letting you know what's going on. Okay. Also, if you want to kind of get into the aspects of what's going on, you can click on the bottom where it says aspects, and it will also give you the strong, medium, and weak aspects for current. So for right now, some of these things are going to change based on the day and time because energy is moving, but at least you know how to find what's currently going on. This is the current chart for right now. It's 7:07 p.m. CDT, which is where I am right now, right? This is the current chart. So if you put your information in, it'll give you that, right? So now let's get into your stuff. In order for you to know your things, if you're trying to look for your natal chart, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see your name. Right beside current, you should see your name. So you see that's Gigi right there, right? It pulls up my name. It pulls up my actual birth information, the date that I was born, the time I was born, and it gives you your big 3. Your big 3 is one of the most important things in astrology. When you learn astrology, you want to know what your big 3 are because these big 3 allows you to have conversations or be able to kind of see in the flow of your chart, or if you give those big 3 to an astrologist or whatever, they're going to pretty much be able to figure out at least your houses, your actual other placements, your other planetary placement. We won't be able to see, but I can at least figure out some things as it relates to your houses. Okay. Now, in order to get into your chart, meaning your birth natal chart, you will literally click on my chart. When you click on my chart, the first thing it's going to give you is the wheel. The wheel is the thing that you need to get comfortable with, right? So when you are going to an astrologist or you're working with anybody who is very vast in astrology, all they want to do is look at this wheel. From this wheel, they can pretty much see everything because it breaks everything down, right? So everything that you see in here is what y'all see when we go into the box chart of it. It's the same thing, but it's in the wheel. The reason why I like y'all to go to Cafe Astrology first and screenshot is because you will get confused if you don't know symbols. As you can see, there's no word Aries on here. There's no word Taurus. There's no word Virgo. So if you don't know the symbols, which is the basics of astrology, you will be confused in looking at this wheel chart, okay? So to keep the confusion out, go to Cafe Astrology, or you can click on at the bottom of the screen, you can click on planets. You click on planets, these are all of your planets, okay? It gives you what every planetary energy is, all right? If you want to know the details of it, like, oh, was my moon in retrograde or what was going on? Then you will literally click on each individual and it's going to give you not only the description of what it means to have a sun in Aries, my sun is in the 9th house, but also what is at the top right-hand corner, it also gives you the degrees. So my sun is in Aries at 4 degrees, 34 and 9 seconds. So you see that all that energy together is giving you the energy of what that is, okay? Now you start to get into what you want to be studying on a daily basis. So after you go in and be able to, find these things, if you say, I want to know what's affecting me for the day. I want to know what transits I got going on and how I should, maneuver based on those transits. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to click on aspects. Okay. Your aspects, these are going to let you know what your aspects are for your natal aspects, but I'm going to go out and show you how to access the for the day. So at the time of when you were born, this is letting you know all your conjunctions, your sextiles, your trines, and your squares. So everything that you had going on when you was born is going to give you that. So you know where you started from, right? Where when you came into this realm of reality, what was some of the things that you was having to work on? It's all here in your natal aspect. So again, when you go from your chart, you go to my chart, you go from planets to see what your planets are, and aspects to see what your aspects were at the time of when you were born, your natal aspects, okay? But if you want to know your daily aspects, what's happening for you today, under the word right under my chart says daily horoscope. You click on daily horoscope, it's going to then give you your transiting aspects for today. Okay, so as y'all can see, these are mine. So you can see, I always like to pay close attention to my reds, because your reds are going to be pretty much where your squares and your oppositions are. Your squares are hard conversations, and so are your oppositions. Oppositions are mirror reflections. So it's like you're standing in the mirror, and you know how like you're standing in the mirror and everything in the mirror is opposite you. Your right arm is on the left side, vice versa. So it is an opposite reaction that you're having. Okay, so you can look at these, make sure you're reading your reds, because I feel like they are the most important for you to be able to watch out and know what you're doing. So look into that situation and make sure that you are studying, going deeper into the aspects of understanding what your strong influences are for the day. Okay, so as you can see on mine, it's giving me today's astrological influences. At the bottom, you have long-term influence. So these are things that are in the chart and probably will be in the chart for some months or for some time. Some of them have ranges. So if you can see the very first one I touch on says March 15th to April 25th, then it breaks and it goes from August 11th to October 10th. So these influences are letting you know that these are going to be into your chart for some time. So meaning like studying these, you are getting ahead. You already know what's going on when you're starting to study these. So this is how you track what's going on day by day. And if you kind of want to know, again, what your actual chart is, your aspects, you go back out and go into my chart and go to planets, and that's all your planets. Okay? You got me? Stop. Okay? Any questions about that? All right, I see a hand raised. Monique, you got a question?
Yeah, quick question. So since I don't know my time of birth, and that's been a whole issue,
yeah,
the Cath astrology chart and the time passages chart is two different things. So I think that's what's confusing me. Mm-hmm. So should I just like choose the best time that I think?
The next time when we get off of this call, let's me and you talk about it, because I want me and you both to do some intuition things. There's different ways that we can acquire from the charts, different things that I can ask you and that will give us some indications, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like that we can find the best time, because you do need to, you need to assign yourself a time. If there is no time and there's no way for us to get it, the birth chart, the birth certificate is not showing it, as well as, you can't get a birth record, because usually the birth record is where your time exists. It has to exist on that. If it's not there either, or you can't get that, then we're going to have to assign that based on some other things that we can do, like your natural time of getting up, right? And tell people when you're well rested and you've had, not exhausted or whatever, what time do you naturally rise? See, all these things also have a lot to do with it. For me, if I don't have nothing to do, I'm probably not gonna get out of bed, you know what I'm saying, till like after 1 o'clock. But my time of birth is 1:54 p.m. So that's a natural thing for me. Like 1 o'clock, baby, I'm charged. I'm ready. What we about to do? I am a sun baby. I'm truly a Leo rising energy. Okay. So we can figure that out with those particular things. Okay. All right. So let me switch again. All right. Can I? Hopefully it doesn't cut me off, guys. If it does, just stay put, don't move. All right, I'm gonna switch back to my computer. All right, good. Can y'all see me? Am I back? Am I here? Is we here? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, great. All right, so welcome to our class. It is a lot going on, guys, and I'm excited that y'all are here. I'm excited that, you know, we get a chance to do this together. Anytime we have these classes, these full moon, you know, new moon classes, I feel like it's allowing us all to not only have a true vibrational space where we can learn together, but it also allows us to be able to see what we can do to maximize the energy. So what I want to do today is spend time going over not only the full moon in Pisces, but we're also going to talk about the relation to the full moon in Pisces, the Virgo energy, because we are in the Virgo vibration. So shout out to all my Virgos. Happy birthday to y'all. I feel like the universe is doing y'all two ways. I feel like it's you know, it's putting y'all to work this year more than anything, okay? But at the same time, y'all are getting some advancement, okay, that a lot of other signs is not getting because you're having to do so much work. So shout out to y'all for that. I am definitely truly in my Virgo bag, okay? I'm going to be as Virgo as I possibly can so that I can power up. So I will encourage all of y'all to jump into your Virgo bag, okay? Let's do it. You know, it's going to take some work. Is it a lot? Absolutely, it is a lot. But by the time we get through this class, my goal and my hope is that you see the power in this so that you will know exactly how to draw everything you need out of it, okay? So we're going to start off with just talking about the full moon and the Virgo energy, and then we're going to go into the Mercury retrograde in Virgo, and we're going to go into the Venus retrograde in Leo, the Saturn retrograde in Pisces, Uranus retrograde in Taurus, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, the North Node retrograde in Aries, and Chiron retrograde in Aries as well. So as y'all can see, all of that is going on right now. So why would you not feel crazy? Why would you not feel like everything is against you with all this stuff going on, right? But as y'all know, retrogrades are not against. It's a time period for us to do all the RE words. Okay, let me pull them up. Let's pull up some RE words. Let's pull up some. As a matter of fact, y'all type in some RE words. What is the purpose of the retrogrades? Give me some RE words. Okay.
Reset.
Come on, reset.
Review.
Review.
Reflect.
Reflect.
Remove.
Remove. I like remove.
Release.
Release. Come on.
Reassess.
Reassess. Come on. Let me pull up some too. Come on. Rearrange. Reassemble. Recalculate. Rejoin. How about that? Okay. How about
Restore.
What'd you say? Restore?
Restore.
Come on. Restore.
Rewrite.
Rewrite. Come on.
Remember.
Remember. How about recall? Let me get it all back. Bring it all back to me. You understand? What about, let me see. What about re-enter? Okay. Can we re-enter? Can we make these words useful during this retrograde time? This is how I know the universe is not against us, because we're getting an opportunity to redo some stuff. Okay, so this is, if you don't take nothing else from this, the theme of today is that we are redoing whatever is going wrong, whatever the problem is, whatever the issue, we're going to redo it. Okay, we're going to remember where we came from. We're going to readjust to the vibration of this and know that everything is happening as we need it to happen. Okay, everything is happening on my behalf. Thank you, universe, for allowing me to feel and see and realign to my purpose and to my path. All of this is going to be what we need. Okay, so as we're going through this, I want you also, if y'all come up with some other RE words, put them in the chat. because we're going to combine all of these, right? We need to combine all of these in order for us to get through these retrograde seasons. All right. So let's look at it. Let's look at what's in this energy, right? So this is the chart for right now, okay? So this is the chart. I'm already sweating, y'all. It's hot as I don't know what. Come back to me. All right, let's pull up this one. I want that up. I also want up this up, okay? Look at that. Look at that. We're finna do it. All right. So let's look at this chart real quick first, right? So we look at the chart today for the full moon in Pisces. I want y'all to look at other placements that we also have in Pisces too, right? These other transits. Because the full moon in Pisces went in at 7 degrees. So number one, I want you guys to take note of where you have Pisces in your chart. Where is Pisces in your chart? That's the first things first, because this full moon in Pisces is first going to have the conversation there. All right. So my moon is actually in Pisces. So what y'all think I'm feeling it the most? In my moon energy. Okay. Not only is my moon in Pisces, my Mars is in Pisces too. Okay, so my movement, okay? Moon is emotions, Mars is movement. So my movement is being affected or being reevaluated, is being all the RE words, right? It's being looked at, it's being, rediscovered. All the things are happening in my Mars perspective and in my moon perspective. Where is your Aries in your chart, okay? What is your planetary Aries in your chart? As well as where's your Pisces, I'm sorry. Where's your Pisces in your planets? And also where's your Pisces in your houses? My Pisces is in the 9th house, okay? In the house of change and transformation and sex magic, all right? So this is what needs to happen. So let me go ahead and look and see what y'all putting on the chat, all right? Kelly said hers in the 7th house. All right. Do you have any planets in Pisces, Kelly? Samai said 8th house. Of course, 8th house Mars, Samai, because we the same. Huh? Mars and Pisces. Come on, Taju. What house is in? No placements in no Pisces placements. So you have no planets in Pisces, right? So if you have no planets in the Pisces, let me know what you got in the 12th house. That's the other placement where Pisces sit. Okay, moon in Pisces. Come on, James. Saturn in Pisces. I didn't know look at that. We got coming. Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. 6th house, no planets. All right. Sun and Mercury in the 10th house. North Node in the 3rd. Sherry also put what you got in the 12th house. I think it's Virgo in the 12th, if I'm correct. Okay. Jupiter in Pisces in the 7th. Great. Good. Sun Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, 10th house Pisces, 7 and 7. Okay. Good, good, good. Keep writing those. So these are the things, these are the areas first that is having the conversation with the moon in Pisces. All right. Now, this is another level of it, right? Another level is I want you also to pay attention to your chart. What do you have in and around 7 degrees? Okay. So what do you have that's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? So 2 or 3 degrees. You can even start at 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so what do you have in and around it? Because whatever you have in and around that energy is also sharing the same space as the Pisces full moon. Okay, so meaning 7 degrees is 7 degrees, no matter where it is on the chart. So it's also going to illuminate in that 7-degree vibration, in and around 7 degrees. So whatever you have in and around 7 degrees, that's also going to be a part of your study. Okay. Venus in Pisces. You got me on that? Circle those placements. So let's talk a little bit about what Pisces is, okay? Or the moon in Pisces is. Now, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. It is the oldest water sign that we have. Its job is to get us to really get in tune with our dreams and our illusions and our fantasies, okay? Everything to do with that. Pisces on the dark side of it is also escapism, is also the druggie, is also the drinker, it's the sexy, it's the escape at all costs, okay? So bringing that up, you're going to feel 2 ways when it comes down to this Pisces full moon. Either you're going to feel like you want to work on yourself, get into your self-care, feel like you want to disconnect from things that are causing you issues, you know, deal with yourself. Pisces is the old man and the old woman. So I want you to think about your grandmama and your granddad. And if you wasn't that fortunate to have those in your life, I want you to think about the elders. Okay. Think about when old folks get tired of you and they don't want to deal with you no more. They say whatever come out their mouth. There's no filter. Okay. So part of this is you're going to be tired and frustrated. No filter, right? Yes, Jasmine, or sleeping all day. Okay. Resting, not wanting to face anything or deal with anything. Okay. So tell me right now, how have you been feeling? What has this Pisces energy been doing to you in your vibration? Have you been feeling like you want to disconnect? Or have you been feeling like you want to escape? Or have you been in your dreams? You've been sleeping. You want to just avoid it at all costs. I want to sleep on it. What has been your vibration? Okay. For me has been disconnect and realizing what it is that I need to do to work on myself, my own energy as it relates to healing myself. Pisces sometimes has a problem with wanting to save other people or handle other people's problems. Okay. Why? Because it has attachment issues. And because it has attachment issues, sometimes it'll do those things to create attachments. I want to do this for you. Or the moment you got a problem, I'm running in with all of the tools and the resources because I want to create this attachment, right? So you got to be mindful of what you are finding yourself attaching to, okay? Let me see. Wild dreams and not want to do anything. Okay, good. Resting, lower energy. Good, Kelly. Restructure. I want to sleep, but I've been focused in spite of it instead. Okay. I've been wanting to change and do something different. Move. All right. Wild dreams. I have been very in tune with spirit. Meditating all day if I could. Good. Low energy yesterday and today. Okay, Taju. No filter. Come on. Let me tell you what needs to be said. You're going to get it. Okay. That's the energy, right? Drea, sensitive, cried yesterday. So this is the energy, right? This is the energy that you're in now. But look at some of the keywords that goes along with Pisces, right? Empath, sensitive, artistic, deep emotions, right? Subjective, idealistic, introspective, indecisive, weak boundaries is the one that I want y'all to pay attention to. Weak boundaries, because that's a big one. All right. If you're not feeling right now, if you got any issues that's coming up, one issue that should be coming up for you is if your boundaries are strong enough. Okay. Because most of the things that make you want to escape and not want to deal with life and deal with people and deal with anything is because you got weak boundaries. Why you got weak boundaries? Attachments. It's one of Pisces' biggest issues is attachments. Okay. So if you can detach, you can deal with what needs to be dealt with. Okay. What needs to be dealt with? Intuition, the last word, powerful intuition. So this is very powerful. You can use your dream state to draw in what you need to draw in, to download the things you need to download about how you're going to maneuver through this energy. Maneuver through what energy? Pisces is the end. Okay. So in some spaces, it's also where you need to die or give it up, let it go. All right. And if you can let it go, you can start to heal and work on yourself. Where you also have Pisces where you need to really work on your self-care in a major way. All the water signs, all of them force us to work on ourselves or to be able to see where we are not working on ourselves. But because Pisces is the end and it is the oldest energy that we have, it's where it is willing to go to the edge, to the end. Okay. So be willing to work strongly on your disconnected from the things that you have found yourself trying to hold on to. If it's pulling itself away from you, that means it's time for you to say, you know what? Let me go over here and sit down for a minute and kind of see what's going on here. Okay. So understand that this energy is really strong and it's segueing all of the retrograde stuff that we got going on. Okay. You're in this space of feeling like, should I confront it or should I just not deal with it? Okay. And I'm going to tell you that, yeah, you should definitely deal with it, but not in confrontational energy. Okay. You should deal with it by sitting down and number one, recognizing how did I get here? What did I do to put myself in this position to where I'm now having to deal with this? That's what helps you to create stronger boundaries. When you can see what is the process that got me to this point. So if you can recognize what got you to this point, now you can say, okay, I did this because of A, B, and C, which also means you got to be truthful. This is a time of truth. If you're going to lie, you're not going to be able to create stronger boundaries because you're being a victim, okay? Which is another thing that Pisces like to do. I gave you all my time and my energy. I did all these things for you, and now you're not doing it for me. What did I do to cause these situations? What is going on with me? All I do is try to love on people, and all they do is try to do this to me. They do all that. That's it. It's not the truth. That's a lie. Okay, I'm telling you right now, as your astrologer and your friend, you're lying. Nobody did anything to you. You willingly, voluntarily went into that space. And now that you have, it's okay. Recall your energy. Recall it back, right? But you got to disconnect first, all right? Kelly say boundaries are strong now. I've worked for that, though. I know you have, baby. Me too. Been working. We have to work, right? I can't remember what I dream about most times. If I do remember my dream, it is so random. I want to learn to lucid dream. Okay. I got some tips on lucid dreaming, but I will say this too. Most of the times our dreams are not remembered because when we wake up, what do we do first? Put it in the chat. Somebody write in the chat.
Phone.
Grab that doggone cell phone. Okay. You know what that cell phone do? It zaps your brain. It zaps everything that you just tried, whatever the ancestors gave you, whatever you gave you from another life. Hallelujah up in here. It gets zapped by the phone, okay? Let me add some more to it because it's right here going to charge you up. Now it doesn't get zapped by the phone. They're siphoning your energy. When you wake up is when you are wired the most. You're ready. But if you're grabbing your phone before you've had a chance to really give yourself any type of thank you or praise, this is what I mean about the Pisces energy. You're not using it correctly, right? When you wake up, your first 20 minutes is supposed to be for you. They're supposed to be for you to praise you, say thank you to you. Thank you, thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Sheik, for just showing up for me today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a great day, setting your intentions. But you're not doing that because you're running off to the phone and now you're trying to see what's going on there. Who sent you a message? All that stuff can wait. I promise you it can. But if we just spend some time not grabbing that phone, I'm going to give you a secret of what you can do to make sure you don't grab that phone. Before you go to bed, put that phone on the other side of the room. Put it far, far away, okay? So that when you wake up in the morning, your first instinct ain't to grab the phone. Your first instinct is to give yourself some time. Because y'all are not giving yourself no time, and then y'all are getting up, being mamas, being daddies, being friends and sisters and brothers and all these things. Y'all are jumping to all of these responsibilities and you're not filling yourself up. You're supposed to be giving from your overflow. Where's the overflow? Okay. You just go back to the old school alarm clock instead of using, yes, you sure do. Because even if you use your phone for your alarm clock, the fact that it's on the other side of the room, you still have to get up and go to it with the knowledge of understanding why it's on the other side of the room. Feel what I'm saying? These are how you put programs and tools in place to keep you from sabotaging your energy and wondering why you're tired by the time you get to 2 p.m. You done ate it all away with social media, or ate it all away with a lot of junk that your brain don't need, okay? So understand that this energy of this Pisces moon is getting you to see where your self-care is lacking, where you need to do more for you, where you need to disconnect from everybody else. Okay, disconnect from your vices. This is the reason why the Virgo energy comes in to support that, because Virgo is the polar opposite energy to Pisces. And when it comes in, it's coming in for a purpose to let you know it's time to work. This is the reason why we do the 28-day Virgo challenge. So for all my Virgo people in here, 28-day challenge, y'all need to join us if you're not. Because every year, this allows you to hold yourself accountable to the things that sometimes the Pisces full moon will take you away from, okay? Because every year, we experience a Pisces full moon, and they just this time, every year during Virgo season, the Virgo sun season, the moon that you're going to deal with is Pisces. That does not change. So if you can develop a system this time, you can use that system every year, and Virgo will be happy, okay? Because Virgo's job is the earth sign, and it's to ground you, right? Not only does it ground you, it is dealing with the axis of your digestive system. And speaking of, let's go ahead and pull it up. I'll come back to this. Okay, so look at this. I want y'all to see that this right here is the axis of Virgo and Pisces. So every year during the Virgo Pisces season, this is what you're dealing with, okay? So now y'all see why people get sick during this season, okay? Now, we're not going to talk about y'all already know. We're not going to talk about that thing, right? We're just going to say illnesses, okay? You are more prone to get sick during the Virgo season. Why is that? Because we're dealing with the immune axis, okay? We're dealing with the intestines, the digestive system, the liver. We're dealing with the lymphatic system. All these are things that help your body rid toxins, okay? This is the reason why Virgo will make you work out, because the more you work out, the more you are cleaning out these things. You should also be detoxing during this time too. So part of the emotional energy that you're dealing with, hold on, I'm about to tell y'all something. If you are feeling way overly emotional during this time period, you are toxic in your body. You need to detox a little bit, okay? Some of your digestive system, okay? And your body is trying to get it out through tears, through, you know what I'm saying? You may also be, having runs right now. You may be going through some digestive upsets right now in your body. And that's because the Virgo part of you is trying to get the excess emotions of Pisces out of you, okay? This is the issue, okay? So if you go through the energy of understanding that every month we switch into a different axis to get your body clear or to do something for your body. This is why astrology is so important, because it's not just words and Aries, and it's not just that. These signs also correlate to a body part. It correlates to an organ. So if you are doing the work of that particular sign, you're also doing the work of that particular organ. Does that make sense? Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand how these energies also affect your body, your internal body? This is why it's so important. So if you are doing what you need to do for yourself for this Pisces season / Virgo season, then you don't have to worry about any allergic reactions. You don't have to worry about getting sick during this time period, because Virgo is the last placement that we have in the summer where you're supposed to detox and get yourself ready for the fall and the winter season, okay? So if you have not started your detox yet, when we get off that phone, start, okay? The Virgo challenge, we are on, what we on, that y'all? Is today day 10 or day 11? Today, Wednesday, 8, 9, 10. I think we're on day 10. So we're on day 10. You can even come in the Virgo challenge if you want to, okay? Half of the people that's in this room right now in the Virgo challenge, because they getting points to be here too. So just know that you can still join us. And joining us is going to help you with the axis of your Pisces and your Virgo energy, okay? Because you should be working this right now. Why? Because working it is going to ensure that you have a clean intestine, clean digestive system, cleaner liver, okay? Which means your anxiety is going to be low. When Virgo is not clear and it's not working out, it is spiked in its emotional energy. It's spiked in its anxious energy. It has nervous conditions going on, okay? Feels very bipolar, right? Or just panic energy going on. That's because Virgo has a lot of excess energy that it's supposed to use in working out the body. So if you're not working out your body in some form, some stretching, yoga, something, then your body is holding on to excess emotional energy, and it's going to cause you even more emotions than this Pisces is doing as it relates to trying to tell you to detach, get loose, okay? Save yourself. You are the one you need to save, not nobody else. Everybody else can save themselves by your example. But if you do this for you, that's it. That's all you need to do, okay? All right. So, full moon in Pisces. Some things for you to do with this energy today and tomorrow. Number one, fuel. These are just some questions I want you to ask yourself, okay? What flashes of insight are ready to become dreams that I can manifest, okay? Magical peak. What bright light shines from the depths of my unconscious? Purging. What unrealistic fantasies can I let float away? AKA, what can I detach from? Some of y'all got all kind of stuff in your head that ain't gonna never come true because you ain't willing to do you're not willing to do the work. You're not even willing to put the work in for that. Stop it. Stop telling yourself them lies. You're just holding yourself up, okay? Let's get to the truth. Again, this is truth serum. Let's get to it, okay? 4, clear mirror. How can I embrace positive escape without succumbing to escapism? Positive escape is, how can I take care of myself? How can I get into one of the things that the Pisces energy is afraid of is being alone. Why? Because it's the old man and the old woman. right? So most elders don't want to die alone. That's the number one thing that they have, and that they think about, because they get into some nursing homes and now the kids and the grandkids don't see them and nobody comes by. So having a space of not wanting to be by yourself is one of the things that you are dealing with. So how can you allow yourself to get in a space of being positive about taking care of yourself without feeling like you are escaping from things? Well, self-care. Okay, when's the last time y'all had a massage? When's the last time y'all had Reiki? Kelly, you still doing prana healing? When's the last time you had some body work done where you are relieving the emotional energy out? Okay, now getting your hair, your nails, and your toes done that's not self-care, y'all. That's maintenance. So I'm not asking you when the last time you maintenance yourself. I'm asking when's the last time you actually took yourself to a body worker and allowed somebody to help you to relieve your energy? Reiki, you know what I'm saying? Chiropractor, cupping. All these things are forms of self-care. So if you have not done self-care, and my clients, I talk to them all the time. We've been talking about this for the whole year, okay? So I know I bet not see y'all type on this thing out one time that, I ain't had no massage all year. You are in trouble, big trouble, okay? Understand that this is the energy. If you have not had any body care, okay, get you some body care. Go to somebody who you know that is doing these forms of healing. And if you don't know nobody, hit me up. I'll give you somebody. I got a whole plethora of friends. All they do is do that. Oh, Kelly out? What happened? Okay, hold on. All right, I think you're back now. So you didn't even hear my question, did you, Kelly? Did you hear my question?
No, I didn't. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I was asking, are you still doing pranic healing?
Yes.
Okay. So I was just talking to them about body care and doing body work, okay, and how important one of the key things to do during the Virgo Pisces energy, right, is to allow yourself to get rid of the energy. And one of the ways to get rid of the energy is self-care, which is body work, okay? So body work such as Reiki or massage therapy or chiropractor or cupping, and then I was like, Kelly, you still doing pranic healing? You know what I'm saying? So reaching out to people who have things and resources for you to be able to get this energy out of your body is going to be one of the main things for you to do as it relates to working this Pisces energy. Okay. I'll go back to share my screen. So Kelly does pranic healing. So if you never heard of pranic healing, then you need to reach out to her. Okay. And she will give you, it's something that she can do in distance. Okay. You don't even have to be up where she at. She could do it remotely. Okay, but it still allows you to remove your energy. Is anybody else in here that does any type of Reiki? Oh, Leslie does Reiki. Who else? I know half of y'all in here do some type of healing body work. So if you do some healing body work right now, please put it in the chat. Let these people know that you are somebody they can come to get some work done, please. Okay, let me see. Okay, Kelly also says she's doing yoga twice a week. Okay, Reiki, let's do,
email when you send us the replay, could you add some of these people or they just their Instagrams, the trusted ones, so we can get to it?
Absolutely.
All right,
I got you on it. Okay, so please put them in the chat. If you're not doing services right now, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We can just skip you for now, but you need to talk about why you're not doing services right now, but it's all right. Okay, but for those of you that are, just let me know. Okay, physical therapy. Yes, James, physical therapy. James is in Texas, okay? Who else? Put your work down, all right? I want to show y'all this picture of the Pisces moon. This is the Pisces moon here in Mexico, all right? This is off my balcony. Amazing. I took it this morning at like 5 something. All right, now let's move in. Next thing. So any questions about Pisces moon and Virgo? Quickly. James in Houston. Any questions about Pisces or Virgo? Going once? Going twice? I'm Reiki cert, but I don't practice. Girl, why? We'll talk about that in your next session, okay? Because we need to get on to the practices. What's wrong? We gotta do work, okay? All right, no questions? All right, cool. Let's go into Mercury retrograde now, all right? And Lashik Adusi, that y'all see her, she also does Zoom classes, okay? Are you currently still doing Zoom classes online, Sheik, or are you only doing them in person?
I'm only doing them here in Texas right now, but I'm getting ready to put that together so I can get some more classes online. I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So as y'all can see, you have no excuses. All right. For the people who are facilitating and for the people who need people to facilitate, we are a room full of blessed individuals. Okay. And there's enough to go around. It's enough energy for us to pass in and out of each other to help each other out. Okay. Come on. This is what these energies are asking us to do. Okay. Number 5, the last one. I think I left one out on here. Dancing luminaries. How can the wonders of belief enhance even your mundane tasks? All right. These are questions I want y'all to ask yourself today and tomorrow as you're going through this energy of the Pisces and the Virgo. All right. Now, Mercury retrograde in Virgo. It's from August 23rd to the 14th, 15th, depending on where you are. All right. And it's dealing with the Virgo energy. So now all the stuff we just said is combining now with the energy of the full moon in Pisces, along with the energy of the Virgo sun. Okay. So when we talk about these, close this up. Now, all of these are on time passages. All right. So meaning that time passages actually also has a IG page, you know what I'm saying? They posting stuff all the time. And it's no excuse for what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You just ain't looking for it. You're not looking for it. Because if you was looking for it, you could obviously see everything is being shown. All right. So if you're wondering how the Mercury retrograde is going to be, it started coming into the pre-shadow phase on the 3rd. It actually went into retrograde on the 23rd. It's going to trine Jupiter on the 4th, okay, which is also a major thing that we want to look at. It's going to conjunct the sun on the 6th, and it's going to completely start to move its way out of it on the 14th, 15th. What I mean is going to turn direct, all right, which is beautiful. I can't wait because I'm on my way to Atlanta, and I need it to be all the way straight. Come on, straighten yourself up, okay? But we also have a post phase, or what we like to say, a post shadow phase, which means even though it's going to be up on the 14th, 15th, we're still going to be dealing with some of the aftermath of it all the way to the 29th, but it still just won't be it won't be the heaviest parts of it. Okay. So those are important days to remember as you're dealing with this Mercury retrograde. In your chart, if you was looking at the circle wheel that I showed y'all earlier, you would go to this area of your chart where you see Virgo. That's the symbol of it. And then you'll look at all the signs and energy that you have inside of that. And that's what you will want to study. But I already told y'all how to go and find it from just looking at the basic part of it, right? So meaning how I just said, where's your Pisces? Now, where is your Virgo? If y'all are in the Virgo challenge, you've already had to post this. Where is your Virgo energy? Or what do you have in your house where Virgo is? What is the vibration? So if you don't have any planetary energies in Virgo, look at the 6th house, okay? The 6th house is ruled by Virgo energy, okay? So to also give you some indication of what you need to study there. So if you want to put it on the chat, put it in the chat, okay? But this is how you would find that, to find your things. All right. All right, so this is just some quick things. If you're like, well, what do I need to try? What can I do with this energy as it relates to the Mercury retrograde energy? This is something to do. I'm not going to read all these out, okay? You find yours. Find out where your energy is. Meaning, you can read your sun sign or your rising sign. You could also read just your energy and where you have the Mercury vibration. That's what I do, okay? So wherever your Mercury is, you can read that for this particular thing. You can read your sun sign, or you can also read your rising sign. So I'm gonna read my sun sign, right? So for Aries, it says, what can I do for this? What is one of the things I can maximize? It says revamping my wellness habits. Oh, really? I had to do a challenge. Well, I am revamping my wellness habits. Okay, be careful with trying to burn the candle at both ends, and so that equals doing too much. All right, so be mindful of trying to do too much, because if you try to burn the candle at both ends, baby, you're finna burn yourself up. All right. So knowing how to be able to harness the retrograde energy, especially in dealing with the Virgo vibration, which is asking you to work what? The body, all right? Work the digestive, work your energy as it relates to being able to release and let things go. Work with other people, okay? Virgos are all supposed to work with other people, right? Breaking those things down, the habits, the food habits, okay? The body habits. All these things are very important because Virgo wants you to be very meticulous, very keen with what it is that you're doing. So when we're talking about Mercury retrograde, because it's in Virgo, where Mercury rules Virgo, even though we're dealing with this intensity of it, Mercury likes dealing with Virgo, even when it is in retrograde, because either way, we're still having to do these things. Now it's just slow down a little bit, okay? Give yourself some grace. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk as much. Be more in the observant space. Anything that you have been working on or been needing to work on as far as the details, get even more in the details of it, okay? So this Mercury retrograde is just aiding to how we're communicating. The whole purpose of Mercury is to communicate. How are you communicating? If you're trying to talk and it's not coming out right, shut up. That's very simple, ain't it? That wasn't even hard at all. If it's not coming out right, that means you need to spend more time in here with it, okay?
Yeah, yes, I'll shut up.
Shut up, okay?
Yes. Yes,
is it coming across right?
Baby, it was wrong, so wrong this morning, baby. I'm still talking about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm gonna shut up though.
Yeah, just shut up. Just shut up and sit down. And let the universe do the rest of the talking, okay?
Bad. Yes,
because you're trying to talk, we're trying to push this thing on the outside, and this ain't on the outside, it's on the inside. Okay?
Yeah, it checked me up. I went right back to the inside. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Good. You see what I'm saying? So practice being in your space of silence, right? And see what the universe is telling you, okay? What is the universe sending back to you? Because whatever it's sending back to you is what you need to work on for the Mercury retrograde, all right? And I'll send y'all these screenshots along with the recording.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the shutting up, what if you have to talk for a living?
What do you mean? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I deal with clients all day and I have to talk. So
yeah. Well, that's work.
Right. But lately I've been misunderstood by every client, you know, accused of I have an attitude when all I'm doing is just talking to them like I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. And I want to shut the fuck up because I don't want to talk to them, but I have to.
Right.
So I'm like, I can't find the balance.
Okay. You can. First of all, don't say you can't. All right. Number two, if the universe is telling you have an attitude, do you have an attitude? Remember I said be honest. Do you have an attitude?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to fucking talk to them. I don't.
So this is the universe correcting you on your behavior, right? So these are things you can't avoid, certain things that you have to face. Feel what I'm saying? When I say shut up, it's when we are forcing ourselves to talk. In certain spaces, like she was just talking about, I can guarantee you ain't nobody talking to her. She talking to them.
Yep. Okay? I brought it up.
So with you, though, Drea, you're having to talk because this is your job. So this is asking you, number one, if you were triggered on your job and you're triggered in some kind of way that's making you feel some kind of way, why do you have the attitude? Are you really in a place where you want to be?
Clearly, I'm not.
So the universe is going to spike you. It's going to put you in a space where you're having to face the fact that you're somewhere that you're not supposed to be. And if you're going to stay there, then you're going to have to develop a different attitude about it. But if you're not going to develop a different attitude about it, you're going to need to leave. Okay? Which is when we talk about this Pluto retrograde, which is going to be the last thing we talk about. That's what that conversation is going to be. Either you're going to change or the universe is going to change you. So it's up to you how you do it. You can fight it. Or you can say, you know what do I need to do to make my life the best? What can I do? How can I power up through this? And you can power up by taking on a different attitude until you change it. That's the truth.
I swear I do my best to, you know, take a deep breath before I answer the phone and speak as calmly as possible. And
but you're still processing irritations.
And not pop off like they pop the fuck off on me. You know, I really do my best. And I'm just woo. I almost walked the fuck out the other day. But anyway, back to the class. My bad, y'all.
No, it's okay. Because that might be the thing you need
Can I
to
make
do.
a suggestion?
Say it again.
I'm sorry, Chick. I said, can I make a suggestion?
Yes, of course you can.
Hey, girl. So, I had an issue with this, maybe not to the same extent, because of course we probably have different jobs. But at one point last year, I was having an issue with social media and responding because it was my job, because I felt like people were asking me stupid questions. Long story short, at the end of the day, I felt like they were asking me dumb questions. And so I had to say that at the end of the day, I'm not going to let anybody make me respond to them in a way that I don't want nobody talking to me. Like if it make me talk crazy to you, I shouldn't be talking to them. And so I was like, okay, let me make sure I'm doing everything. And I made a list of pre-made responses to the stuff that that was coming up the most. Like, hey, where is this? How do I do this? Or whatever the most asked dumb questions, I had to make responses when I was in a better mood. And that would be my response. It would have my boundaries in it. It would be respectful. And it would be to the point so I didn't have to think when I was getting pissed off. And ultimately, it got me to the point where I realized I needed to provide more clarity up front. The issue here is that your job may not be your job to provide the clarity. You may have a job that is always in the midst of being in chaos, or it's not your dream job, which means that you're going to have to focus more on keeping your internal energy balanced, which is like meditating for you is going to be more, because this may not be your choice of where you really want to be. So you have to ask yourself, why am I in this job? And if the answer isn't because you want to be there, it might be a stepping stone. Then you say, I'm here because this is going to get me to the next step. And if that job is not there to get you to the next step, then that means you are simply choosing to stay in that job. So now you have to, at the end of the day, the answer is still going to be you. So when Gigi said, what part am I playing in it? No matter what, it is your choice to stay there. Not saying like, oh, just quit today and go find a job. No, that means that I'm just here until I find the next best job for me. The problem is that going to take you 3 years, or is that going to take you 3 months? Or is it going to take you 3 weeks? How hard are you looking for another job? But don't say anything that's going to cause you to keep feeling that way over and over and over, because you're going to have to out meditate how you feeling every day, which you ain't got time for that either.
Nope. And that's what this whole thing, time has gotten shorter, y'all. And I know y'all noticed this. Everybody's noticing the fact that we don't have the same 24 hours that we had 10, 15 years ago. And because of that, a lot of us are wasting time, which is also frustrating us, right? And because it is frustrating you, you are thinking that the people that are holding you responsible for what you say you want to do, that they are the triggers, or they are the ones that's irritating you. And no, they're just in position, right? So this is why I'm saying change. If the universe, this is why I tell all my clients, unzip people out of their bodies. Everybody is an orb of energy now. Everybody's an aspect now, right? So if that aspect is saying to you, oh, you seem like you have an attitude, that's the universe telling you got an attitude. Like it's only you. Understand at the end of the day, it's only us. We're the only thing that exists. So if you're constantly hearing vibrations that's letting you know that you are not doing well, it's because you're not doing well, right? So now it's time for me to do well. And what does that look like? Number one, it looks like choosing you. And choosing you means I'm going to have a different attitude about where I am because I chose to be here. Nobody's forcing you to get up and go nowhere and do nothing. Everything that you do from the moment you open your eyes is a choice. And because it is a choice, now it's time for us to make better choices. Okay? Make better choices. We can. Is it going to take you some shifts? Absolutely. It may even be a situation where you have to leave that job, that position, and go somewhere else. But this is where the risk taking comes in, right? If you believe in yourself and you know that that's not where you're supposed to be, go where you're supposed to be. You may have to downsize, do some things, even go into even more uncomfortable positions until you get to where you want to be. But staying where you don't belong is going to always trigger you. So when it comes down to communicating, if you must communicate, then you need to communicate. But in the forms of communicating, make sure that when you're opening your mouth to go and do so, that you're not saying to yourself in a space of, oh, I'm just doing this because I'm here, right? Or I need to breathe, right? Understand that every vibration you take on is going to come off. We're not hiding anything. You are a big ball of vibration. So whether you believe it or not, it's being shown, okay? But it's a good, powerful thing. Watch how you're communicating and watch what's communicating to you and what's it saying. Because whatever shows up, remember, all the retrogrades are to do what? What the words? What do we say words we're doing? Huh? Somebody give me a RE word. Hello? Is anybody home?
We was in the chat. We was in the chat. All right, revisit, reanalyze, reevaluate,
Open. The chat ain't open for me. I got the screen open. So what's the RE words?
Repeat.
Re-enter, revise,
reanalyze.
rejoin, rearrange,
Remember.
rewrite.
Press pause. Drea, give me a RE word that you're going to do with this retrograde. With this Mercury retrograde. Drea, give me a RE word that you're going to do with this Mercury retrograde.
I guess readjust. I don't know.
Readjust.
That's it.
Come on, let's adjust it. This is what power is. We don't take no for no answer. That's not an answer. The answer is yes. But in order for it to be yes, you're gonna have to readjust yourself. You're gonna have to remember who the fuck you are, what you came here for. Okay? Ain't nobody trumping you. You the ones trumping yourself. We can do it. Now, Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde, July 22nd to September 3rd. Okay, now this Venus retrograde in Leo has been all up in me. Okay, making me so irritated. I'm so irritated by it. I think I'm more irritated by the Venus retrograde than I've been by the Mercury retrograde. I'm just like, man, right? Because my Lilith is in Leo. All right, it's my Leo rising. I've been really want to just take this thing on, just shoot it to the, to the moon and back, but I can't. I got to reevaluate. I got to relook at it. I got to redo all the reads, okay? So during this time, what is the Venus retrograde? Venus is the planet that rules love, relationships, beauty, art, connection, money, and self-worth, all right? So when we're talking about Venus retrograde, we're talking about, again, more RE words. You got 6 planets of REs, okay? Reconsideration, renegotiation, and revamping. This is a time for us to slow down and do more inward energy and awareness and reflection for the time of growth. So this is about how you, what is it that you value? Okay, anytime we're talking about Venus, we're talking about value system, foundations as well, right? So because we're talking about this, are you getting your needs met as it relates to your value system? Are you devaluing yourself? Are you getting your true value? Do you feel like you deserve your true value? Are you shortcutting yourself? What's going on? Okay, this is a time period to reevaluate that. Meaning, like, if your needs are not met as it relates to your value system, that means you are scared. Why did I say that? Because Venus energy, which is one of the signs that Venus rules, is Taurus. The other side is Libra. We're going to focus on the Taurus side of it, the value system, the foundation. The opposite side of Taurus is Scorpio. So if you're not taking the power of your Venus, it's because you are scared. You're fearful. You don't want to let things go. You know it's something else that you deserve. But what you have right now is so comfortable. Not going to let that go. Okay? So if you can't let this go, then what your true value system is, you can't get it. You're afraid. So this Venus retrograde is going to help you to disconnect from where your fears are to step into your powers of understanding what it is that you need. You're going to have to reconsider some things. You're going to have to renegotiate some things. Those of y'all know that we do relationship contracts. This is a good time to reevaluate the relationship contract. So when you come out of this Venus retrograde, you should now have a different foundation on what your relationships are. When I mean relationship, I'm not just talking about romantic ones. I'm talking about your business relationships. I'm talking about the relationship with yourself. Okay. I'm talking about your relationship with your family members, your children. All of these are relationships that you have. Renegotiate based on the fact of you getting your true value. Allow yourself, say to yourself, I deserve these things and I'm going to allow myself to have them. Okay.
Can I say something?
Of course. Who's this calling?
Yeah, hey girl.
Okay. Hey girl, hey, I can't see you because I got my screen share on. So I'm just going
It's okay. Yeah, I'm tired, boss. So I'm in bed, child.
Come on, Taurus. Tell us something, Venus.
So I kind of have a question. It's about something you said on a call, but maybe other people would also gain something from this. Okay. So the little backstory is, I'm a non-monogamous. I've been seeing Antoine again. I started seeing somebody else who's also non-monogamous. And I keep feeling like I don't want to be with nobody else's man. Like I want to be first. And you said, who's putting you second? Who's putting you second? Who's making you second in these circumstances? Mm-hmm. And so all day today, I keep trying to figure out, like, why is it that I feel that if I get into a relationship that's already where someone already has an established bond, that already automatically makes me second, or that I have to march to the beat of some other woman's drum. Mm-hmm. And guess I'm in this position where I'm trying to be like brave enough to be myself. Mm-hmm. And just fuck it. This man is a nice man. The dick is dicking, and I'm thankful.
And you also are feeling that way because of the trauma of the relationship, of how it started. Let's be, again, if I don't tell y'all nothing else on this call, you gotta have to be truthful. Okay, you gotta get to the depth of the truth, right? And the depth of the truth is that you feel like you've lost him to this woman already, right? So because you felt that way, you automatically put yourself in second position. That's what you did. That's what we do. But ain't no such thing as that, right? Are you getting your needs met?
Yeah, I mean, he done brought me people to my event.
Are you getting your needs met, baby?
Yes. My life is.
Where is the second place? Where is second?
Yeah.
So again, the lies, like Candace says, the lies. It's the lies. It's not truthful. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're getting what you need, then you got it. But what we do is we tell ourselves a fake story because we are used to abandonment. You're afraid. Again, I just said it's either fear or power, right? You're afraid. And because you are afraid, you choose the trauma. You choose to tell yourself, oh, this ain't gonna work out because of the A, B, C, and D, and E, F, G, A. You tell yourself these things because you don't want to face yourself, your own demons. Okay?
And that's very true.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because I was creating these narratives where like the woman is upset because so then I won't, you know what I mean? I'll just be like, it's okay, just give me your leftover time.
Yeah, let me have the leftovers. I'm not gonna fuss and fight about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? The lies. Stop putting ourselves in the lies. And then also understand too that we talk about Venus retrograde in Leo, right? Leo is dramatic as hell. Okay, just all kind of drama. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's on the stage. Oh, if this is happening to me, all this, and the truth of is all for show. It's the sun. It's supposed to be that way, right? So understand that as we go through these notions of the drama that we're experiencing as it relates to these things, right? It's time for us to, again, open up to the truth, heal our heart chakra. So you should be healing your heart chakra in this space and dealing with Antoine, because we've come a long way in dealing with Antoine, Lord Jesus, have mercy. If y'all done been with me in this girl for the years that we've been up and down with Antoine, wow, okay? So I'm glad that you're no longer lying to yourself about what it is, because you've been fighting for a long time. So now that you can step into it and understand that it's not truth, right? You haven't been telling yourself the truth. You can own the truth in it, and you can receive from him what you should have been receiving from the beginning.
Which is what's happening, yeah.
Period. Yeah. That's what work looks like, baby. When you working with me, this is what it looks like. We're gonna get what we want one way or the other. Now, is it gonna be easy? Are you gonna fight with me? Absolutely. We're gonna have fights. Ask Samaya. We have them every 3 months, every 2.5. We're gonna have fights, okay? But we're gonna get there.
Amen.
That's one thing for sure. You understand? All right. Any questions about Venus retrograde? Do y'all know? Oh, if you want to know what this is happening for you, your Leo placements. Circle where you have Leo in your chart, and the Venus retrograde is at 28 degrees Leo. So now you're looking for 28 degrees of things, no matter where it is. You're also looking for your Leo placements, okay? If you say, well, Gigi, I don't have no planets in Leo. You got Leo in some places, okay? Leo rules the energy of the 5th house. So if you don't have any energy that you can see that is strongly in Leo, then you can always go to the 5th house, look at the 5th house conversation, right? Meaning whatever you have in the Placidus alignment. So even if you have an empty house system where there's no planets there, you still have an alignment of how the Placidus energy calculates. So you don't necessarily have to have a planet there. You just have to know what is sitting in and around that vibration to work it. Okay. So if it's no planet, fine. But what energy do you have if you count down in your Placidus system? Meaning whatever your rising sign is, you can literally count it in order. Now, some people will have doubled up energy, but you still have the same spaces. Meaning like, even if you got, like I have Virgo in my second and my third house, right? But I still also have, I process Libra in the third. Okay, this is how you start to be able to maneuver the wheel around. It's all your aspects and your energy. So look for Leo. Look for things you have at 28 degrees. Look at what you have in the fifth house. Okay, Leo is ruled by the sun energy. So you can also look at your sun sign and study that and also get a vibration of how Leo is acting. Okay, or a Leo conversation. Huh?
I have moon in Leo.
Moon in Leo. Emotions. Okay. So your emotions are going through a retrograde, which is probably the reason why you're over there talking and nobody wants you to talk.
Right. And I'm talking anyway, though.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. Because the retrograde gonna get you together.
Right. I'm together, I promise, because I shut up today after that situation. I did.
See what I'm saying? Jamikia, come on in, baby. I see your hand up.
I got MC and Leo, and that's got to do with the career, right? Like
yes, and status. And you want me to tell you what I think it is?
what?
I ain't seen not one advertisement about no doggone sun salutations or no yoga or nothing. So why are you hiding from the camera now? What's going on? Huh? What's happening?
I haven't been advertising anything about anything. I recently also gained other skills in quantum healing. I've changed my name. I haven't even reintroduced my name or anything.
See what I'm saying?
I gotta talk to you about becoming a client. It's been a minute, so.
Whenever you're ready, come on in this door. You understand? Because this is the time. This is what the Leo energy is asking us to do. A lot of where we have Leo in our chart is also where we have broken heart syndrome or where we've been judged, okay? So because we have been judged or AKA judging ourselves, you know, because that's usually first, right? Wherever the judgment has been, we have been suffering from broken heart energy. And because we are suffering from the broken heart energy, we don't want to let nobody in. We are guarded. Okay, so you're not saying what needs to be said. You are not putting yourself on the platform, on the spectacle for you to shine bright. Leo says shine, okay? So during this retrograde part, you should be asking yourself, where have I not been shining? Where have I been dimming my light for hypothetical for other people, okay? Where have I been dimming myself as it relates to all the energy, right, that people are expecting to see me in? Why am I, what's going on, right? So for me, using me for an example, again, I have Lilith and Leo in my first house, okay? So where am I not showing up as this wild woman, right? Well, I'm doing it, right? I'm going to art exhibit. I'm putting myself out there more. I'm starting to think about content and recording content, thinking about my OnlyFans page. You know what I'm saying? Putting myself out there on Twitter more, even though I think Twitter is the gut in the streets. Okay, it's some stuff going on Twitter. I'll be running from Twitter. I'll be like, ooh. But this is important for me because I realize if I'm not talking about my sexuality, then the astrology part, y'all only hear half of me. I've been doing this for a long time. And I have noticed that when I start talking about my sexuality, then the astrology part pick up. Y'all like, oh, I can see it now. But if I just conveniently stop talking about sex or sexuality in any kind of way, then everything else does not even up because I'm not telling the truth. I love sex. I like to have it as much as I can. Give it to me, okay? I don't have any qualms about it. But sometimes I find myself not talking about it because I've been judged about it my entire life. Even when I wasn't having sex, people thought I was fucking everybody. All the time, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I just talk about it, but I'm not doing it like that, right? So because we have the markers that can sometimes feel like we're having a lot of sex because of how candid we are about it, the judgment comes. So now my heart broke. Now I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to be judged no more. And I don't want my child to be subjected to people thinking that her mama is a whore or a harlot or whatever the fuck. So I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I broke free from that. But the Venus retrograde is saying, if you broke free from it, where's the content? Why you not doing enough? So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not doing enough. So let me work on that, right?
This is what I mean by that. We all have to deal with this. Just because I'm teaching this class don't mean I'm not dealing with it. I'm dealing with it too. Somebody got something to say?
Yeah, I had a question. And yes, to all of what you just said. Leo rising, and then you said fifth house.
Yep.
My fifth house is in Sagittarius, and then Leo rising. I'm confused because I'm like, hell, I feel like all I've been working rising is how we show us how we're seen by the world, how we come off, right? So
fifth house though, Sagittarius is judgment. So now, where you judging yourself? What is going on within the mental self-judgment? Because Sagittarius, it loves to judge itself first because it's trying to find a basis of what? Where you need to learn more. Where do you need more education where you can be the teacher and the student, right? Where do you need more travel? Sagittarius is also the traveler. When it travels, it acquires the information it needs to come back and shine. Right? But if you're not doing these things, if you're not traveling, meaning moving about, and not traveling don't necessarily mean having to go, on a plane. It means moving from where you are into another perspective so you can gain more information. Because when you travel, you get attention, right? It's just a natural thing that happens. Whatever's in the fifth house is where you are drawing that energy. So you're drawing this teacher-student vibration when you move about. So people are giving you things to learn. Why? So that when you come back, you can teach what you think Sexual Essentials is. It's a platform where you teach the knowledge that you've acquired. If you're not acquiring any knowledge, how can you teach? You're going to judge yourself. You're going to feel like you don't have enough or you're not doing enough. Right? So it's all you. It's not necessarily in dealing with the perspectives of how other people are seeing you. It's how you are seeing yourself and how then you are judging yourself based on that. So then you close up and close off. You don't want to deal with anything because you're in this space of, am I doing enough? Or am I not? All these questions that you have in your head that are not real.
Okay. And then how does that, and I feel that because all I've been doing is more so studying and picking up new things so I can, back to my teacher back, really confident in my teacher perspective. Yes. How does that relate to the Leo rising part?
So that they are two different aspects that are having the same conversation. The Leo rising part is this is affecting how you show up. Okay, so all the things we just talked about is hindering you from showing up boldly in a bold way, right? Because Leo rising is boom, see me, I'm ready. Come on, what we about to do now? You know what I'm saying? It's the gold energy, it's the orange and the brightness and the let's do this, right? But if the Sagittarius part of you is not in the fifth house, is not getting all the information you need, then you don't want to go to the stage. Okay. So they're working together, but two conversations working together.
Okay. And I feel like the travel perspective outside of the learning, I think that was one, but I think the other one is letting what I do, what I am, what I teach, letting it travel. Yes. I think that every time, even when we talk about the art exhibit, this is now the second time that it feels like the event is downsizing, but it's technically not. It's pushing it to go farther virtually. There's only so many people that can come to Atlanta. We're talking about expanding, but it's not a physical expansion. It's a, you know what I mean? It's a longevity expansion. Every single thing that we are focusing on, if it's a right now thing, it just keeps not working. If it's not a longevity answer, those are the only things that, if I'm not choosing the longevity answer, universe is making me choose it.
Exactly. And it is also too for the potential of traveling with it, right? So sometimes you have to downsize or scale it down in order for you to see how you can, girl, this Mercury retrograde been messing with my mouth. My brain is moving faster than what's coming out. But it is also about the travel of it, right? Because art exhibit from the first time that we, talked about it and put it all together, it was always meant to travel. It wasn't meant to be in the same space. So you're doing it in Atlanta again, right? Which not necessarily was supposed to be the case, but it needed to be the case so that you can see how it's going to be if you decide to move it around. If you decide to continue to go to other spaces, what team do you have? How can you move this, right? So a lot of this is reworking the energy as it relates to this vision that you have that is art exhibit. All of this is coinciding with the Sagittarius 5th house and the Leo rising part of it, because you have to be the representation of this. You have to represent it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Moving on. Next, Saturn retrograde. Okay, Saturn retrograde started on June 17th and it's going all the way to November 4th. And it is in Pisces. All right, so dealing with this energy of what Neptune represents. Wait, hold on. Wrong one. It's Neptune. All right. So in dealing with the energy of the Saturn retrograde and dealing with Pisces, this then goes back into this full moon, right? Like I told you, it's 3 transits that are all combining themselves together, or what we like to call, it is conjuncting together, right? All these are conjuncting energies. So this energy of the Neptune as well as the Saturn energy is also combining with the moon in Pisces. But we're just talking about the Saturn perspectives. Anytime we're talking about Saturn, now we're talking about what I like to call the drill sergeant. Okay, I like to call the drill sergeant because it is responsible for the discipline that you have, right? Now in the discipline, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, which is the 10th house dynamic. It's also the ruler of Aquarius, but that's for another conversation. We're gonna focus on the Capricorn side of it. And it's about you making sure that you are disciplined, on top of your time, okay? Time management, all these things, right? That we are naturally dealing with in this Virgo season too, especially if you're in the challenge, right? So this energy in dealing with the Saturn retrograde now is for you to evaluate where you have not been disciplined, okay? What has been the scope of your discipline? And not just what has been the scope of your discipline, when it comes down to the Pisces part of it, right? Where have you been using vices to escape from your discipline? Okay. What is your vice? What is your problem? What do you conveniently use in your Pisces energy that you be like, you know, you're supposed to get up and work out, but you don't. You sleep. Okay. Or you know, you ain't supposed to eat that, but you know, I need a little comfort. I need to be in my space. What vices are you using to keep you from activating your discipline? Okay. Because whatever it is, it's also spiking you emotionally right now. Okay. Your emotions is also part of the energy that you've been using to not stand on top of your discipline. So going back to what I asked y'all, where y'all have y'all Pisces energy at, this is also being affected. The Saturn energy is also affecting that. Okay. At what degree? Now we're looking at it at 3 degrees. Okay. So whatever you have at in and around 3 degrees, Saturn is having the conversation with you about your discipline. Okay. Where is it? So what planets or do you have in and around 3 degrees? Because that's the problem. It's part of the issue of what's stopping you from activating the energy. So Jamikia, when we was talking about your 10th house dynamic, this Saturn energy sitting directly in it, right? It's forcing you out of that space.
Yeah, it's in my Pisces in the 5th house. So yeah, Saturn is transit. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see it's affecting how you are showing up, but it's also saying the reason why you're not showing up is because of your lack of discipline on some things. And what I like to say too about Pisces, sometimes we have a goal or a vision, but sometimes the initiating it, Pisces is so slow to initiate, right? So it's like, I want to get it done, but then we start thinking about all the work that we got to do once we initiate it. So it's just like, just hold on there. I'm gonna press pause. I'm not ready. Okay. So know that the energy of this Pisces vibration is also showing you where you are slow to start. And you're slow to start because you don't have discipline. You don't have a schedule in place. You don't have time management in place. You don't know what you're doing with your energy.
I've been doing
that. Exactly.
Question, Gigi.
Oh,
sorry. Okay, so my Saturn is in Aquarius, but I have my 2nd house of Virgo at 4 degrees, 8th house Pisces at 4 degrees, and 4th house Scorpio at 3 degrees. Oh, and my North Node Capricorn at 3 degrees.
Yes.
Hell does that mean?
Yes. So all of them is your areas of where Saturn is saying, hey, you need to reevaluate these spots. Okay. Every last one of them. Meaning like it is just having if we shine a flashlight on the area where this is, those aspects are going to be sitting right beside it. Okay, so it's like, oh, we're dealing with the Saturn, but these are also other placements that are aiding to that. So if you want to know how to deal with it the best, right, you combine those two together. You have those conversations as well, not just the conversation of the Saturn perspective. Okay. Did you hear me?
Yes. Can you give us an example? Can you give us an example or give me an example? I'm sorry. I can, if you do one, I can do the rest.
Example of which one?
Like mine is showing up in my North Node, the second house. Second house is family. Fourth house is
Fourth house is family. Fourth house is family. Second house is money, foundation, and values. Right? So foundations and values is the conversation of discipline, right? Fourth house is family. We already know what's going on. We talked about that yesterday, right? So some tug of war in your energy, right? As it relates to family and stuff that's going on. So even though you know some things, you know what you want to do, some parts of it is also like, this needs to be cleared up, right? So clearing this up inside of you, right? Then you say, what else? You say fifth house too?
Eighth house Pisces.
Eighth house Pisces. So the eighth house energy of sex magic and sex energy, right? How are you transmuting this sex energy at this time period as it relates to the discipline of that, right? Are you overly disciplined and not allowing yourself some space to really get into that thing to understand, because it's transmutation energy, right? You're transmuting something that's going to help you to get into your discipline. You understand?
Yeah, I literally just said I was going to go ahead and bring back the masturbation and manifestation class, like legit today. I just said it today.
So this is what I'm telling y'all, even if y'all are not looking at this stuff, if you don't ever pick up your chart is talking to you. Your point of picking it up is so you can know why it's talking to you, where it's coming from. Why did you say you bringing back the masturbation part of your practice? Because your vibration is talking to you, saying that we cannot exist without it. We need this to be a part of how we manifest. We're not manifesting as much as we could because this part of our sexual energy is not being used. Okay. All right. Jamikia.
So when you say in or around 3 degrees, right? So that would mean the Aries that's in the 6th house, and my Mercury, the planet Mercury, is in 2 degrees. So that would be affected as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Any questions about Saturn going into Uranus? All right. Uranus. Okay, boom. So Uranus, August 28th through January 27, 2024 is going to be a long one. Okay, these next few ones I'm going to be talking about are going to be long ones. All right. The Uranus energy is dealing with Taurus. Okay, so this Taurus vibration. Taurus has everything to do with the vibration. Jimmy, you got your hand up again? Or do I need to? Okay, let me take it down. All right. Taurus has everything to do with, it's the baby of the earth. Okay. Taurus wants you to get somebody else to do it. Okay, I want to do it. Get somebody else. I'm too raw, too regal. I'm the prince and the princess. All right, I don't want to do those things. But Uranus is where we need to break free and open up the box, okay, and break out. Okay, so some part of this is break out, or what we like to call rebellion energy. Why? Because Uranus deals with an aspect of Aquarius energy. Aquarius has two. It deals with Saturn first, and then it deals with Uranus second. Okay, so when we talk about the Uranus perspective of it, we're also talking about the future. Okay, the futuristic vibration. Why? Because again, Uranus is Aquarius. So when we're talking about these two aspects, when we're talking about Uranus, we're talking about Aquarius. When we're talking about Aquarius, we're talking about Uranus. Okay, so during this time period, we're like, I want to break free in some things, in some ways. In what ways? The spaces where we have Taurus, right? So this, even though Jupiter is no longer in retrograde, it was, okay? And it was having that conversation with Uranus saying, I need more. Okay. And in order for me to get more, I got to let go of what ain't working. I got to stop thinking that I don't have the resources. Where you have Taurus in your chart is where you are resisting to make a move because the Taurus energy is fixed. Okay. And because it is fixed, sometimes it gets too solid in what's going on. It does not make a move. And once it don't want to make a move, it gets stuck. And it starts feeling that way. I feel like I can't I feel like this. Something's happening. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I know I'm supposed to be bigger. I know there are bigger things I'm supposed to do, but I don't know why I'm doing it. This is what Taurus like to say. I don't know why. Yeah, you do. You do know why. Because you want somebody else to do it. You want to sit up and be fed grapes. Okay. You want somebody to rub your back and you want to be pampered.
Come on, G, you talking about this? You talking now.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Mine is in 10th house. What you trying to say?
It's coming to you from another direction.
See, shots fired. Do y'all, is everybody recognizing? Are y'all recognizing how all I did is said the truth and now everybody came off mute talking about what? It ain't me.
Coming for us.
I'm just saying, I have that in my life and I'm not the one that's dishing it and I'm gonna be done with it. And that's why I got to be quiet.
See? That's all I'm saying. You hear me? It doesn't want to do it, okay? It doesn't want to. But let me tell you the side of the power. Again, this conversation in this class is about power, where we should take the power on, right? Even though the Taurus does not want to do it, this Uranus does not want to break free, right? It's a time period of it because we're on the verge of a new revolution. That revolution I'm talking about is our money. I'm talking about cryptocurrency. I'm talking about the dollar is gone. Okay. Y'all, I would have never known it if I didn't live overseas. But because I'm living overseas, I'm watching my USD turn to shit. Okay. As this Uranus retrograde and as all this Taurus shit is switching, as we are moving into the future, as it relates to AI, money and currency and all these things, I'm watching it happen. And instead of us panicking, this is where you're supposed to be like, oh, it's about to be some good stuff. Because now you can start to get more currency. You can get different things. So even though the Taurus don't want to do the work of breaking free, meaning letting your mind see where you have locked yourself in. If you are locked in on green dollars, and just accepting the cash, you're gonna fail. You gotta start thinking about how to expand your businesses and not just your businesses. If you work a 9 to 5, I need you to also be thinking about how you're gonna take your talent and turn it into some form of income so that you can get this cryptocurrency, because the government finna drop it off. I can guarantee you within the next 6 months, they're gonna give stimulus, and the stimulus is not gonna be in money, it's gonna be in crypto. You can put a pin in the fact that I just said that shit. The reason why is because I'm watching them create cryptocurrency while we're asleep and being concerned about other things. I'm watching them. That's Uranus retrograde. That is, wait a minute. Is this dollar system working? Is the money system working currently, right? Or is the blockchain and cryptocurrency something that we can now take back control as people? I think so. I think so, because it's going to have a different type of ledger system. Now, is the government going to try to do what they do? Yes, they are. They're going to always try to do it, because as long as we are lazy, as long as we are get somebody else to do it, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do it for you at a cost that you cannot afford. But when you say, I'm going to learn these systems, I'm going to put myself in the knowledge, I'm going to learn blockchain, I'm going to learn what coins I want to invest in, this retrograde is going to be a beautiful transition for you and your money, baby. Okay? My website in the next 30 days is going to start to accept cryptocurrency as forms of payment for my sessions. Why? Because I want to be able to have all my money. I'm tired of this stuff, and I don't have to worry about the influx when we start to move into coins and that kind of stuff. So this is you not fighting AI, okay? Uranus retrograde, don't fight AI. Become friends with it. Find a way to make it work for you and your business. You need to go sit down and relax, right? You just said you want to get somebody else to do it. Well, guess what? Robots are here to get to do it. And you can make money in doing that. But if you're scared, again, well, we have Taurus in our chart is where we're also afraid for the power, right? Because that energy is a lot. If you tap into the power, this is going to be a beautiful transition for you. You would next year, you're going to be like, I'm so glad I went to that crazy girl class. And she sat there and told me all this too, because we were ahead. Everybody in here is going to be ahead because everybody else is concerned with the downfall. They're too concerned with the sicknesses and all this stuff is starting to pick back up. Don't be distracted. Break free. Break free looks like you deserve your own time. You deserve to do what you want to do with your time. So use the systems that they're going to use to put in place to allow yourself to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to be looking for what you have in and around 23 degrees to look at where your conversation is. Get somebody else to do it because you don't want to do it. Look at where you have Taurus in your chart. So you're going to study your Taurus placements as well as what you have in and around 23 degrees. If you say, I don't have any Taurus planets, second house is ruled by Taurus, okay? Taurus also has the energy of dealing with Venus, okay? So if you don't see it, look at Venus, okay? If you don't have anything around 23 degrees, when y'all are working with me, ain't no such thing as I don't have nothing to work on. I don't have nothing in that place, in that house. That is not true. You always got something to work on. So work on what you got in and around 23 degrees, work on your Taurus placements, work on your Venus placements or your second house. Those are all areas where this conversation of Uranus retrograde is happening, okay?
Last three. 10th, 11th. I'm sorry, my bad. 10th house, my 10th house is Taurus, and then my 11th house is 9 and 23 degrees, and 12th house is 13 and 23. So it's all three?
No, you said 12, the 12th house is at 12 degrees?
Okay, it's just the first number I'm looking at then from the Cafe Astrology.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, first number.
okay, this is the Taurus and 10th house then.
Yes, first part is what I want you to focus on.
Oh, and Pluto.
Yes. All right. Any question about Uranus? We're going into Pluto right now. Pluto right now. Pluto right now. Pluto right now. So Pluto has become one of my favorite energies recently. I didn't necessarily like Pluto because Pluto and Scorpio are best friends. And because they are best friends, I wasn't necessarily digging them. You know what I'm saying? Both of my parents are Scorpio risings and they act like it. They act more Scorpio than they do. My dad's a Pisces and my mom is a Capricorn. And they act very Scorpio, okay? Both of them. They are like two scorpions running around the house constantly. They're like, stabbing each other constantly. That's what I grew up with, okay? And because that's the case of them, the energy of Pluto for me was not favorable, okay? I did not have a happy space in growing up in my household, okay, with them two people. But it's okay because I tell myself all the time, had it not been for them, I could not be sitting here teaching y'all today because I grew up in spaces where I felt like I was alone, right? But it's okay because I had friends because me and Sheik was running all up down that thing, doing what we needed to do, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that we was taking care of ourselves, or we need to take care of ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? But this was definitely an energy that made me feel some kind of way. The Pluto energy and dealing with the retrograde energy has gone backwards, right? So we move into, Jamaica, I see your hand. I'm gonna get you in just a second. So we move into Pluto in Aquarius at the end of March, okay? And we was in Pluto in Aquarius from the end of March until June 11th. June 11th, we went back. It ingressed back into Capricorn. We've been in Capricorn energy for the last 2.5 years. This whole thing of dealing with COVID was Pluto and Capricorn, okay? Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this to incite fear because I don't believe in it. I'm saying this because I want y'all to always be ahead, okay? This Pluto retrograde regressing back into Capricorn means that we have high chances of seeing something with COVID again, okay? We're going to go through another little,
They've been saying that though. They've been telling everybody get ready for another pandemic. So they already told y'all.
So this say it again, Jamaica.
But it's already they've been getting it. As soon as I was done with the stipend job that I was at, like 2 or 3 people got COVID.
So I'm saying. So I want y'all to know why that is energetically, right? So as we start to move in more classes together, I'm going to show y'all how to start doing predictive astrology, right? Predictive astrology is when you can look at the news, right? And the news is going to give you a prediction of where we are in the chart. It's all in alignment, right? So I can turn on the news and see something, or go on YouTube and see something, and I can directly correlate it to where the chart is. But that's because I'm in the chart every day. So predictive astrology is something that you have to get into the charts of. You got to be looking at it all the time. This is how you get ahead. So when we start to look at corporations and how a lot of the major companies are using, they know when to switch or whatever, it's because they're using predictive astrology. They're using the energy. They're looking at what's happening, what's coming in, and they're riding the wave. This is a ride of the wave. Okay, so we're going back into a smaller pandemic, but as we went through a pandemic before, most of us made the most money we ever made during that time period. Okay, it was a high time of energy shifting. The difference between then and now, we're still going through a pandemic. I just told y'all the money, we talked about the whole dynamic of Uranus and switching the money. Well, this is where the money is going to come in. This is how it's going to come in, because the COVID thing, or I don't think they're going to call it COVID though. I think they're going to call it something else. But this pandemic is going to incite where we have to start to use a different type of currency, right? And because that's the case, now I want you guys to get ready to scale your businesses up. Okay, so for those of you that are not doing any business, this is where I'm talking about. I need you to be thinking about a side income. You be thinking about it, because the door's gonna open. The powers that be, it's gonna ride away. If you want to ride away with us, because I'm on it. You want to ride away with us? This is it, okay? This Pluto energy that's going back, and it's going to be again from now until the beginning of the year. So we're going to be dealing with this for a while, and it's going to go back and forth for a minute, right? But as we're going through this, this is a cleaning system, okay? Are there going to be casualties? Yes, okay? Especially for people who panic. For the ones who are like, I can't deal with this, it's just too much for me, okay? So I'm gonna need you to strengthen your heart space. I need you to strengthen your vibration so that you don't get swept up into this energy like we did last time. All this arguing and fighting between what's real and what ain't, who need to take the vaccine, who don't. That don't matter. That doesn't matter. You do whatever you want to do with your body, but don't argue about it, okay? There's no fight. This is your own decision. And the best thing that you can do for this decision is put yourself ahead. Putting yourself ahead, which is calculating what's going on and being ready for it, okay? Because this is what's going on. So with this particular transit, you're going to also be looking at, let's see, 28 degrees, okay? So where you have Capricorn in your chart, Capricorn also is ruled by Saturn. So if you have no Capricorn in your chart, you can look at your Saturn placement as well. So in connection to the Saturn placement earlier, you can combine this with it, okay? If you don't have, if you want to look at even more perspectives, Pluto rules Scorpio dynamics. So you can look at what the areas of where you have the Scorpio dynamics. You can look at your own Pluto energy and study that. You don't necessarily have to have a strong Pluto Capricorn vibration. You could just be looking at spaces where it exists, where Pluto is going to exist, and ask yourself, where do I need to change? Where do I need to transform? Where am I blocking myself from change and transformation because I'm scared? I'm afraid that this may fall, it may not work out for me, okay? Because wherever you ask the question or say, I think I'm scared, or I may be, I'm not sure, whatever that energy is, Pluto is going to come to help you. Pluto doesn't want to take you out. It just wants to get you to change. And if you don't change, this is where you will lose your job. This is where you will lose whatever it is that you are resisting to change. Pluto is going to snatch that from you. Why? Because its job is to get you to your highest desire. That's why I love it. It works in connection to Taurus, the back door to Taurus. It's going to make sure that Taurus lives the luxury life as it's transforming, though. Taurus can't live the luxury life if it doesn't transform. So Pluto's job, or Scorpio's job, is to force you into transformation so that you can live your value system. So you can live in the foundations that you say you want. You can do everything you want. But you're going to have to change for it, okay? So this is a time period as we're coming into the vibration of dealing with this energy of Pluto, and this retrograde vibration is saying change, transform, let it go. Be willing to die, not physically, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Emotionally, be willing to die, be willing to let it go. Because the more you do that, the easier it's going to be for our next two transits that we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about them two together. I'm going to talk about North Node Aries and Chiron and Aries together. And then I'm going to open up the floor just for a minute for us to have a couple questions, conversations, and then I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all know I'm on my Virgo stuff, so I'm on my time frame today, and we're not going. This is not gonna go over my time for 10 o'clock. Okay, so that means we got another 15 minutes, right? So be willing to say to yourself, where are you willing to make the changes as it relates to this next level of your life? All right, are you willing to take risk? Are you willing to jump out of the window and go all the way in? That's what it's going to take, because the time is up for a government taking care of you. I'm so sorry. They're not willing to do it anymore. And if they are doing it, you're going to have to pay a very high cost. And you don't want that cost. You don't want it. Trust me when I say you don't want it. So if you don't want that cost, you need to be thinking about ways right now to either increase your finances, meaning when I mean increase your finances, I mean open a door so your finances can flow through. That's what I mean when I say increase your finances, okay? Or where you are willing to start to be self-sufficient, where you don't need nobody. I mean, where you are willing to go to the jungle, where you're willing to grow your own food, source your own energy sources. Are you willing to completely disconnect? You know what I'm saying? Or are you willing to play this business game? Okay, a lot of people mad and don't want Trump to get in. I'm just gonna let y'all know from a U.S. perspective, Trump is about business. He don't care about a physical perspective. He is a businessman. If you are a business person and you want your business to do well, you better stop looking at these propagandas and putting yourself inside of these fictitious animals, horses and donkeys and elephants and shit. That means nothing. Okay, where is your business? What is your business credit like? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a trust? Is your business in the trust, or is it in your name and in your kids' name? You better get it out immediately, because we all die. We perish. Your trust don't. If you want your stuff to last for your children and your grandkids, your great, however, whatever you plan on doing with your legacy, Pluto's gonna help you to do that. Okay? All right.
Gigi.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say my Scorpio is in Pluto, and it's in the first house.
Honey. So that, you know what that means, right? I should be expecting a phone call from you in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. All right, last two. North Node is retrograde, as well as Chiron is retrograde. Okay, they're both in Aries. They're both in our beautiful sign. Shout out to all my Aries in the room. Whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it. We're getting it done. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you that it's more Aries in here than anybody. I guarantee you right now.
We're doing it well. We're doing it. Representing Queen, she was raised out in Brooklyn.
Doing it wow. Okay. Back on track. Okay. This energy of North Node, right? So in July 16, 17, the energy shifts from the nodes of fate, from being Taurus and Scorpio, to now we're in the nodes of fate of Aries and Libra, okay? And in the spaces of Aries and Libra, the energy in dealing with the Aries part of it is the part where we're in the retrograde energy, okay? And because we're in the retrograde energy, now it has everything to do with us. You know, when we're talking about the Aries Libra energy, we're talking about the axis of relationship, but the relationship as it relates to me and the we, okay? Libra axis is about, you know, the relationship energy, meaning that the Libra energy rules that. Aries rules self. It rules the head. What do I need to do? Okay. So, as we say, the me versus the other. So when it comes down to the retrograde energy, now it's about spaces in thinking back on how do you see yourself in relationships, right? Do you see your relationship as being something that is a healthy perspective? Do you see a middle ground to it? Do you see yourself compromising to this? You know what I'm saying? Is marriage something that you need or we need, right? Or is something taking care of ourselves something that we need, right? What is this whole vibration as it relates to us integrating the energy in dealing with this opposing axis, right? This whole thing of, again, the I versus the we dynamic. So as we go through this energy and this retrograde of the North Node in Aries, North Node is where we're supposed to show up, right? So Aries is pushing through. It is the pioneer. It is the baby of the zodiac. It is the all-knowing, the download. I just got here. Okay, I just came from another space. I was just born here. So it's a lot of things that I see that a lot of people don't. So where are you resisting to being the leader and the pioneer on things, especially as it relates to relationship axis? Now, those of us who have Pluto in Libra, right? Because the Pluto energy also represents the generations, if y'all didn't know, all right? So those of us that are in the generation, right? I think we are, what is our generation? Are we Gen X? Gen C? No, X. What are we? Help me. Whatever the generation from, what is it? 78 to 86? The 10-year, whatever the 10-year span is, right? Those of us that have,
that's Generation X going into the older millennials.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? So that's us, right? Or me. Those of us who have that Pluto energy in Libra. We're here specifically to deal with relationship dynamics, to the point to where most of us have found ourselves in and out of a lot of relationships. Okay, so this is directly dealing with us. Okay, those of you that do not have that Pluto in Libra energy, it's okay. You're still dealing with it, but you're dealing with it as far as yourself. Who are you? How are you showing up? Do you feel like you are an entity all by yourself, or do you feel like you are only somebody when you're in a relationship? Okay, who are you in and out of a relationship? Are you the same person? Do you lose yourself in relationships? Do you lose all sense of values or what you need and what you want? The moment somebody say they love you or digging in them guts, what happens? Okay, it's an evaluation of yourself to see the next level of what you're going to do as it relates to showing up for yourself. Okay, if you can show up for yourself, it's going to bring harmony and balance to the relationship axis. You're going to see this energy get stronger as we start to get closer to the Libra energy. So as we come out of September into Libra, into the whole October thing, these nodes are going to start to scream loud. Okay, they're going to get real loud. It's going to be Libra season, and this ain't going to be cuffing season like it was last year. I hate to tell you. Okay, this going to be fighting season is what it's going to be. So whatever relationship you in, you better prepare yourself, because it's going to be a thing where you're going to feel like you are giving a lot of energy and not getting it back. Okay, so you better go ahead and start having that conversation right now. You better reevaluate this relationship contract. Put yourself in the space of where it need to be. Because if you don't, by the time Libra season come and y'all want to cuff and do that, ain't gonna be no cuff, and it's gonna be some lying and some cheating. Because that's the other side of the Libra energy. Okay, so Aries is going to be forceful in trying to figure out how to assert itself into a new role as it relates to relationship dynamics. That's what this whole energy is about. Okay. So this is going to be about our priorities, some priorities about the fundamental things that relationships are going to shift, all right? So look at where you have Aries in your chart, right? Also look at, let's see what degree is at. It is at 27 degrees. So the same spaces where that Pluto energy is where this energy is going to exist too. So whatever you got in and around that 28, 27 degree, that's the Pluto vibration, as well as that North Node in Aries, okay? Now, Chiron, the wounded healer. This is what you're going to feel the most as you go through all the retrogrades, okay? Chiron is the wounded healer, and so it's going to trigger a lot of things that happened to you in your childhood. And I mean, it could be small stuff. It could be, when you thought you was dancing good and somebody told you, go sit your little skinny ass down. It could be little stuff like that, right? And then you out somewhere and all of a sudden somebody like, woo, girl, you getting skinny? And you be like, oh, and boom, it hits you. You're like, I don't know why I'm crying. Why am I crying about that? Because you never healed that space when you was young and somebody told you that you go sit your little skin ass down. That word skinny never got healed, right? So understand that during this cycle of retrogrades, as you are reevaluating, recalling, re-remembering all the RE words, this energy is also going to remind you of the spaces where you did not heal. So when you feel the trigger, and I'm talking about Chiron is one of them things where it hits you and you cry before you know it. I was having a conversation with my homegirl today, and her and I was going back and forth on some things, and I started crying about, listen, yeah, I've been divorced so long, I can't even recall how long it's been. But the conversation that me and her was having today, it sparked something in me when I recognized something in it, and I started crying. About this, I don't know, but it wasn't that. It wasn't me missing him. It was something that reminded me, right, of me being too much. That's what it reminded me of. Because when he left at a certain point, my ex-husband decided he didn't want to do this no more. It was because of me feeling like I was too much. So that conversation also correlated to my childhood, where I've always been told I was doing the most. My mama still said that to this day, but now she kind of changed the vibration of it. She's like, oh, my child does a lot. She's always doing the most. But I'm just so grateful for her. Now she's grateful for me. But when I was younger doing the most, she's like, you stressing me out. Everything. You bringing strays home. Stray animals, stray dogs, stray people. I just brought stuff home all the time. And I was stressing her out. You know what I'm saying? But this energy of being too much, right? The vibration of that is coming up, and it sparked me to cry instantly. I couldn't even hold it back. So wherever the tears are coming, let them come. Okay, let them come out of you, because it is necessary for the purge. Your wounded healer energy, your Chiron energy in Aries is saying, hey, I am the baby and I'm gonna cry this shit out. Okay, so wherever you have the Chiron retrograde going, it's going to be the baby, and it's going to cry out of nowhere. You know how a baby be sitting there staring at you and you be like, boo, and the baby go, that's exactly how it's going to feel. The universe ain't hardly ever did nothing to you, and you're crying about it, but you need to get it out, okay? It's very important that you allow yourself to see. Your Chiron in Aries is at 19 degrees. So anything that's in and around 19 degrees, Mercury is in and around 19 degrees. So anything that is around 19 degrees with Mercury and 19 degrees around Chiron is going to come up. What that means is, because Mercury is at 19 degrees and Chiron is at 19 degrees, it's going to be from a conversation where you're going to feel this burst. Okay, is Mercury sparking this? Mercury is poking, poop, 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 poop. The areas where you are feeling like you are trying to communicate or needed to communicate and it's not coming across well, is going to remind you of something in your childhood where you wasn't heard, or you wasn't seen, or you wasn't something. Okay, and it's going to make you purge. Allow yourself to purge. Do not hold back. All right, do not hold back in those spaces. Again, it's in Aries. So wherever your Aries placements are, study that. Okay, but also Aries is ruled by Mars. So if you don't have any direct Aries energy that you can see, Mars is another form of Aries. Okay, also Aries is ruled by the first house, or Aries rules the first house. So if you don't see any direct energy there, or just not enough for you to study, you can study what's in the first house, and it's also going to show you that whatever the Chiron energy is doing is going to affect how you show up. It's going to affect your appearance. Okay, got me? Boom. That's it. We went through all of them. Every single one. Understand that they are all powerful. When you look at what you have in around and study the conversations, that's all I need you to do. Study the conversations. And when you study the conversations, be willing to say yes to yourself in these moments. Do not let these energies, these transits, these retrogrades, these squares, these conjunctions, don't let any of these things knock you off, because they're not there for that. This is all power based on how you see it and how you use it. If you tell yourself that you are losing, or you ain't, whatever negative conversation you tell yourself, you're going to manifest it at rapid speed, because that's the energy that we're in. It's not taking forever for you to see things. It's like a day and a half. You're manifesting these things, especially the negative stuff. It always seems like we manifest the negative stuff way quicker than the stuff we really want. That's because you believe. When you say the negative stuff, you be coming from your gut with it. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to come from your gut with what you know this is supposed to be, which is your power. Okay? Any questions? Questions. All right, real quick. We got like 3 minutes.
Gigi, I just hit you in your inbox.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I got you, ma'am. All right. And look, y'all all stayed. Look at it. So y'all must have been hearing some stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good. Any questions, comments, concerns? I like that y'all over here having the whole conversation in this chat. I'm gonna read this chat when y'all get off, because I missed all of this.
I'm gonna harass you tomorrow. That's why I ain't saying nothing.
That's fine. We have our session tomorrow, so I expect you to harass me tomorrow. That's what you better do. Harass me tomorrow. Good. No questions? Well, I love y'all. Y'all know what to do. I listen. I know that y'all are going to boss this.
Yes.
For those of you that missed the beginning, I went through the rundown of how to access the Time Passages app so you can be able to use that. So the class is going up tonight. So I mean, as soon as we're done and it downloads into my computer, I'm going to upload it and send it out to y'all so that y'all can go back into it. I want you to go into your Time Passages app immediately. Okay, immediately go into it to see what your transits are as it relates to this. Okay, so we already ran you through the basics of it. Now you go to the next level. Time Passages app is going to help you to do that. Okay. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love y'all. We're going to have another class soon. I will keep y'all posted on it. But right now, this is going to carry y'all from now all the way to the end of September. Okay. For those of y'all that's in the Virgo challenge, we can talk about this some more in the group tomorrow. So if y'all got some more things y'all want to talk about, put it in the group. Okay. And we can come and talk about it there. For my monthly clients, bring this to class, bring this to your next session. Okay. So if you need some help with it even more, this is what I need us to talk about. Okay. So I love y'all. Yes.
Love you.
Love you.
Do you
too.
have to be just a quick question? Do you have to be a Virgo to join the Virgo?
No. The Virgo challenge is not about Virgos, you being a Virgo. It's about, we all have Virgo in our chart, and during the Virgo season, there are particular things that we need to work on. So we're working on 4 plans of action. We're working on time management. We're working on your money flow. We're working on your eating habits, and we're working on your workout, your body, your physical body. So for 28 days, we just hone into those aspects real hard. So you eating on you're living life by a schedule. You living life by meal prepping in a certain food regimen. You living your life by workout. Everything is very meticulous because Virgo's job is to get you to strive for perfection. And if you're striving for perfection, then you're gonna boss your Saturn. You're gonna boss your structure and your discipline. And with that comes all the things that you want. Okay, so no, you don't have to be a Virgo to join the challenge.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, well, I'm gonna let y'all go. It's 10:01. I love y'all to pieces. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see y'all. If y'all got any questions after you watch the class back, you can either comment under the class, under the link, or send me a direct message, okay? So I'll talk to y'all later. Kisses and hugs. And I'll send y'all the list of healers and stuff from the group. So if you are doing healing work outside of Kelly and Leslie, if there's other, y'all want to do stuff, please let me know, and I'll make sure I add y'all to the list as well, okay? Bye-bye. See ya later. That's the leaving music.
Bye, Lisa.
Let me stop. And now you want